Okay, so let's start from the idea. So basically, we will talk here about these topics. The first one is idea and the prototype. Then we will talk about the market research, and then the flows. Start from the idea. So basically, we will talk here about these topics. The first one is idea and the prototype. Then we will talk about the market research, and then the flows. Okay, and then simulation, and then sketching of the product designing. Then we will talk about the protocols we use in the hardware and the software, and then we will talk about PCB for making a prototype, and then we will talk about 3D caching or the 3D printing for the prototyping, and then programming, that on the air programming, and the programming language like which we should use for our product, and then we will talk about the beta testing. Then we will talk about sell strategy, what the strategy we should choose for our product selling purpose, and then we will talk about the funding rounds, and then the automation, like how we should automate the whole process, whole the production process, and then the final goals. And let's okay, so basically we are starting from the idea. So basically, as you can see this slide, so idea start from the product problem is research. So basically, if you have any idea, like you want to solve any kind of problems, or you are thinking something innovative that can maybe entertain some customers, so that idea, then you have to approach for that idea, and then you have to validate first the idea from the market. Like you have to search the market, like whether this idea will be valid or not, like that, and it's solving on any kind of problems, or it entertaining any customers or not. So these things you need to keep in mind. And then we will then you have to go like the customer development. So basically you while you are making it as a prototype, so you'll have to take care of these things, like you time to time you have to like you have to take the feedbacks from the customers or our surrounding customers, like whatever the customers you are already having, right? So and then the wireframes, basically it's all about the flow you are making of your products, and then the prototype. So basically you have to start your prototype, and these two things, the customer development and the wireframes, these will continuously changing until the you feel the prototype is done, right? Okay, so the similarly in the prototyping also you need to take, because you all are making the like engineering products here. So basically you will have to take care of the all engineering details here, like the all the dimensions, like the strength, the all the parameters you need to take care. Okay, so then you will make their mechanical casing, something like the hardware design, and whatever the wireless protocol you are using, something like that. Then also you need to take care that, and the PCB design too. And then we will then also you need to take care of the firmware or the software. Okay, so this thing, like this way you can develop your prototype. And okay, so basically here you can complete your prototype in this way by following this. So once your engineering prototype is done, you can like validate this using the EVT. EVT means engineering validation test. So basically this is kind of test where you will test your design, like how the product get the strength and these all things. And the similarly in the design test also you will validate your design test, and the samely the production test too. And once all the things are valid, then you can go for the mass production, right? So basically here the basic outlines. You will we will talk about these all things in the description, like in the with the details. So here in the simple step you can see the first comes the idea. Like if you have the idea, so you need to think about, like the idea should be innovative or it should be solving some kind of problems. And also basically these all things we already talked, and we will discuss these all things in the details. So if anyone like interested to watch this slide in the depth, I already shared this PPT with in the groups, so you can check that. Okay, so here we will talk about like how to get in this production process. So basically, as a few days later or the few years later, you can say the process was little tough. But nowadays, in the new models, it's very easy to get in. Even a student or anyone who don't have enough money, still he or she can start your product prototyping, and then he or she can apply for the funding. So the process, like now the process is like, you can say, so much easier. Okay, so we will start from. So we will start from the idea, then we will go for the design prototype, then VOM, and for the funding rounds. And if we get the pad, then we can go for the manufacturing and distribution and the selling, and for like the selling, the fulfillment of the customers, right? So basically, the first thing, that is obviously the necessary things, the mandatory one, like you have to get some idea. If you, as a startup, there must be some kind of innovative ideas, or that solving some kind of problems, right? Okay, and then obviously you need to do the market research. If you are getting any idea, you need to search the whole market. Like, if you are getting an idea, you are thinking about an idea, you will still need to compare with the market, like whether it's already available, whether what the actual the customers what they want. So basically, it's a market research. You will, like for an example here, you can see the example, the burger, these fries and the meals. So basically the people want this meal, whole the meal. So basically, you if you are starting like food business, some kind of this burger, so you will have to keep these three things in a mind. So you'll have to, like you need to start the whole package as a product, you can say. Okay, so this is the market research you need to do. Okay, so as we are talking about here, mainly the electronics products, as we also are the electronics company, so we will just talk about the morely in the electronics product. So here, in the breadboard, you can see the first step is the breadboard prototyping. So we basically start from the basics, from the breadboard prototype. If we have come up with an idea, so we will start the making circuits on the breadboard. But so there is one more thing you need to know, like in the as you know, like in the breadboard you will make the circuit, it need all kind of necessary hardware, right? But there is also the virtual simulators are available as of now. So like the virtual simulator, maybe the P Spice, you have the Proteus, Tinkercad, and the other circuit, iCircuit also. So these are the some simulators where we can make the circuit. But these simulators is not much useful as of now, because all they are like, they are having the less number of components, like there are like 1,000 plus electronics market. So obviously they cannot fulfill demand as of now, these softwares. So these softwares can be a futuristic demand in the future, maybe. Obviously every software is trying to like, as many of component, it's they are all are trying to get into their software. So this is our like the futuristic options. So what as of now, we just can go with the breadboard option, right? So basically there are, in the simple way you can say, there is two difference between these two. The breadboard circuit basically obviously need a hardware, so it's a costly thing. The current approach, it's obviously a current approach. In this time you can just do this thing only, I mean the breadboard circuit only, breadboard approach only is possible. And the labeling, here we need to labeling the colors first, and here we can the actual result, whatever the like the with the all environmental effect, so we will get here the actual result, right? But in the simulation software, here obviously there is no such investment is there. Once you need to, maybe the almost many softwares are still free as of now, so there is a zero investment cost. And the future, it's a futuristic option, because as of now not much softwares are available, and also they are less in features, and mostly all the softwares has wiring or the coloring options. So this is the benefit of this software, and these softwares gives us as the perfect results. So here we need to take some assumption like the how the environment can affect these all things. So basically ultimately the things is here the winner is breadboard type circuit, because in the breadboard only we can make this circuit as of now. So here in the breadboard only we can get the actual result. Okay, so after the breadboard prototype, if you done with the breadboard prototype, then you can start this sketching and the flow diagram process. So basically there are three softwares as of now we know: SketchUp, Autodesk Sketch, or the SolidWorks. So the we use this Autodesk Sketch, and our product who is the expert in our product team. So basically the upper product designer, the CAD expert, basically use the SolidWorks. And also we know that SolidWorks is an old software, so it's almost combine all the required features. And obviously Autodesk also, it having almost all the feature required for the sketching and making the flow. Okay, can you just guys comment me if you are getting the audio correct, you are audible, all the things? Guys, if you are able to, like you, if you are listening, please. Okay, great. So okay, just let's go to again next slide. So basically, okay, great. So we will after the breadboard circuit has done, you have also you make the sketches like how your product is going to be look like. Then you will talk about the protocols. So basically in the protocols there are a lot of options available in the market, like the Bluetooth, you know, the Wi-Fi, you already know the RF2, but there are some other protocol too, like the Zigbee, LoRa, Sigfox, and ESP now. So basically these all the protocols we will in another slide that will be purely based on embedded system. So we will talk about these things later, but for now you just get the idea like how the protocols is used in our software or hardware production. Okay, so after if you got the idea, like you already got you already completed your sketch design, then you will now you will come to the PCB design. So basically if you completed your circuit, then obviously you need to go for the PCB design. So in the PCB design there are two parts. The one is a schematic, you will make a schematic, and then you will convert that schematic into the PCB layout. And the PCB layout basically it's a PCB layout is the main the final product you are going to get. So let me just show it like how it looks like. So as you can see here, like the PCB, that is printed circuit boards, you all see these all kind of circuits here. There are a lot of components on different packages. So we will talk about these packages later. We will talk about these things in the embedded slide later in the depth, like how the package, how many types of packaging in there, and what you should use. So about the packaging and the PCB design we will talk about later. But as of now, you just see like these are PCB you used for the production purpose. Okay, so here the after making a PCB, there is also the one thing is necessary here to make a 3D PCB, because as of now these times is like so many like the competition era is this. So basically once you complete with the your PCB prototype, you also need to make a 3D design for that. And also all the softwares like these all the softwares like Cadence softwares, Eagle softwares is not a EGEDA, but LTM also. So these three softwares, Cadence, LTM, and the Eagle, these three softwares will provide you the 3D design. So you can directly from the your PCB design, you can directly export these 3D files, so that you can import these 3D files to your 3D softwares. that will be used for making a casing of your product. Okay. And one thing we have noted here, like the sensors, you whatever the sensor you are going to use, you should know the one thing here. So sensor basically nothing is, just a kind of tinkering. Like you are mapping that sensor value to the relative sensitivity. That means, like for example, if I talk about, if we take about the flexibility sensor. So if we have something kind of material, if we have some kind of material that can sense like that value, if we measure that voltage difference between some kind of material, and if we fold that material and we are getting different voltage value, so we can say like it's a kind of flex sensor, right? So and we see like the flex sensor, if we check the flex sensor price, it's almost around, yeah, you can see so how costly it is. While this concept is so similar, like they use the copper wires, I guess, copper strips. So different strips are there, and when we fold these strips, they they just combine with each other, like they make the resistance higher, and hence we get the different voltages, and hence we can use that value as a analog read, right? So we get the different voltage value or the different analog values, and we can control our arm, robotic arm, or some kind of other motors we can control. Like so you can see like how people are just playing with these sensors for making the money. So you need to, as an electronics engineer, you need to take care of these things, like whatever the sensor you are using, like how much it costly. So you should search for that in the depth, like you should search it as much as possible, so that you can get the cheapest and the best sensor for your product. Because obviously as a you need to in this time, as a competition time, you always need to take care of the cost, right? Okay, so now, yeah, there one last thing left. The PCB design, when you converted this PCB design into the 3D design, so also there is one thing left, that is Gerber files. So basically, Gerber files is the files that is used for the production purpose. Like see this Gerber files. Once again, we will talk about these Gerber files later in the PCB tutorials. But as of now, who don't know about this, so just understand like the Gerber files is just a PCB files that actually that tells about the PCB. Like the I mean the PCB designer or the PCB factory, you ask for the Gerber files. If you completed your PCB file and you need to export the Gerber files, so that you can give that Gerber files to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer can like the PCB they can design, right? So Gerber files basically combine some different different layers are there. So you can see here, there's not much clear. So basically two things you need to take care here. Basically Gerber files is the combination of the layers. So there where you can like the manufacturer will get the idea like how much dimension of the PCB and how where the holes need to be done. So these all things like combined with the Gerber files. So basically, you need a Gerber files for manufacturing your PCB that you can export from the softwares. All the softwares has the export option, so you can get the Gerber files from by exporting this PCB. Okay, so now come to this 3D rendering. Once you complete with the PCB design, the next The next procedure is to make the 3D design. But when you completed your PCB design and you also have your 3D design of the PCB, then you can go for you can go for or your CAD expert go for the its enclosure, right? So for the enclosure, obviously you need a PCB, 3D PCB, so that the actual parameters of the actual casing can be like it can be like compact size. Your product can be in a compact size, right? So, like your CAD expert will make these all this as a compact design. So, here two terms here, like the rendering. So, basically, rendering is nothing but it's a kind it's a process of the software that makes your design as real pictures. So, if you search some kind of rendering images, so you can see like after rendering the products look like as a real product. And also in today's software in the SolidWorks or the 3D any kind of other software too, like you will get all these options for rendering options. So you will get your design look like as a original design. And also you can give some backgrounds too. So this kind of rendering images you can get after rendering. Okay, so dimension drawing is just drawing of the your products components part, so that you will get whole the exact idea like how much like the space is going to your product is going to cover. And according that you will the CAD expert will make your product design. Okay, so after you completed your 3D design or the your 3D prototype, so you will get a STL file for the 3D printing. So as we know, like 3D printing, in the modern time, 3D printing is the way where like you can make your prototype in a live, so you can test your things. And obviously, 3D printing is a just cheapest process you can say, like rather than the molding, because in the mold you may need at least 1 2 lakh for a simple mold. So rather than spending 1 2 lakh, if you have the 3D printer, that obviously cost one time cost for 50,000 to 1 lakh around. And also the cheaper also available in the 20,000 even. So once you have the 3D printer, you can get your 3D design. So you will get like you will get images like something like 3D design. You will get 3D files. This look like something these files. So basically, once you completed your product design, your CAD expert will like export as STL file, and that you can use for the 3D printing. So these files you can print on your 3D printer. So basically 3D printer will just like 3D slicing software will convert this STL file into the G code format, that is slicing format, so that your 3D printer can print your objects in layer by layer. Okay, so hence you can make your prototype. Okay, so once you completed with your prototype designing part, and also you already printed your 3D file, then you can now you all know like what are the parts you have already used in your product. So you will need to make a BOM for that. The BOM just bill of materials. So these things you these are general things we that is in the slide written, like the part number, internal part number, the vendor from your like purchasing your things part number. So these minimum quantity required, lead time, prices, or whatever the extent rate of the prices, like how much like after how much time its price is going to be up. So these all in the mechanical part, fabrication method, what fabrication method you are using, the materials you are using. So these things you need to take care in the BOM part. So you will need to make a BOM where these all things you will include, so that you can be prepared for your production purpose, right? So obviously you have your slides. You can like you can see these all things in the depth if you wish. Okay, so now let me talk about this prototype. Why the prototype doesn't work in the production? So obviously you know, like the prototype basically the first time you make some design, so it needs so many of changes, right? So if you are making something, you will get review from your customers. So you will need like you will make changes on that. So these all because of these changes, or the maybe your program can be modified. So because of these changes you need, for that your product your prototype does not work. So so finally, like, so you have there are so many times you will need to make the changes in the prototype, right? So this is the fact, like why the prototype doesn't work in your production. And also you can like read all the written here in the PPT. Okay, so some basic difference between the prototype and the production is it's a rapid iteration, right? So in the prototype, you can see here the rapid iteration, maybe so many changes are there. Like maybe the prototype you are making, maybe someone else demanded something else, so you will start next day. From the next day, you will start making that changes. So obviously, every time if you have the prototype, you have the design, you have, till now you have only tested your product with the 3D printing only. So till then you have not spent much money, so you can obviously you can change it, right? So these are things basically in the prototyping that makes prototyping easy, and to make like the flexibility to make any changes in the prototype. And obviously it's a small scale prototype we will make like in the one or two quantity. In the short, obviously it's a like short code life span means the lifetime of this prototyping is obviously a short. It you maybe 6 months you will like you will work for the prototype, then obviously you will go for the production purpose. Okay, and the obviously prototype you can make as a fast implementation, like you can make it in a 1 2 days, maybe 1 month. So you can make it easily in the fast way. And in the comparison of the prototype, obviously the production, so after the production, obviously you try to make a change, like the changes are less, because obviously you cannot change for a small changes, you cannot change whole product, right? Even the mold cost is around 1 2 lakhs, so you cannot change your product for small changes. So that is why in the production the changes are little tough. So here we think for the optimization, like we can think if you are like if you think if like software updation, you can do the software updation like that. So the production also work for the large scale. Obviously here we talk about like 1,000 plus quantity. Okay, or and obviously their life, its life is obviously the. Okay, so guys, we will just answer you all the questions, like the one asking for the prototype. Okay, so we will just explain you about the prototyping again. So okay, so basically prototype is just a part of production purpose. The first step your production purpose. So in the prototype, you will need to start from the breadboard, and in the breadboard, once you complete your circuit designing, you complete it. Then you will go for the PCB, and then you will go for its sketch designing, like the product design, like how your product should be look like. And after that, you will go for the 3D printing. Let me just back to the slide. So, so here the prototype start in the breadboard. So once you done your circuit designing, you will go for sketches. And then if you like thinking about any protocols, you can choose any protocols you want. according your product, and then you will go for the PCB design. And once your PCB design is finished, you will go for its 3D design, 3D PCB, so that your CAD expert can make like enclosure for that PCB. So we'll go here, you can make your 3D design for the prototyping purpose. So you can 3D print that using your 3D printer. So this all about 3D like prototyping. Okay, so someone like asking like how to reduce cost for 3D printer for mass scale. Okay, so price obviously for 3D printing is obviously the cheapest option as of now. But still, if you want to reduce the cost of 3D printing for the mass scale, then there is like as of now 3D printing is obviously the cheap, like maybe the cost is high as of now, but for the bulk production, I guess we cannot use 3D printer as of now. Okay, so we will just I'll just talk about this later, right? Okay, just let me go on slides. Testing prototypes and the beta testing. So basically, uh, beta testing basically we do like we if we making a hardware prototype, so we making a electronics or the hardware product. So basically, only you can like test it with your like you will give this your product or the prototype to other customers, so they will just keep reviewing your product or the prototype. So this way you can get the like your reviews like how the product, how much changes are need to done in this prototype. So these all things you can get here. You will get like whole idea like how much changes you need to do. So the beta testing just help you to like all the changes you need to do, it will help you to let you know. Okay, so this there is only one way we know like the your customers. So if you already have a good customer choice, you already have some good customers, so you can give away them your product or the prototype for the testing. Or you also obviously you need to check your prototype in a real time in the real environment. Okay, so in the product life cycle we will so basically this is a life cycle how the product work in the like how the process done in the production. So here just like we will how we can make the production like this smooth, not a production but how the product like the product flow you need to make take care like the maintain you need to pay like after your production obviously you need to give some software updates like that, so that the product the customer can be like keep in touch you can say, right? So you need to if there is making someone like if your product is dependent on some other softwares and if they are updating their software, so obviously you need to update your software too according the like latest update. Okay, so once you like you already completed your prototypes, so you can go for the funding rounds. So basically there are a lot of other companies here for the funding, like the Kickstarter, Indigo. So here let me just show you some website where you can apply for the crowdfunding. In India, where is I know only the one website is there, that Indiegogo, that only like providing us for this crowdfunding, and other than the Kickstarter, obviously not available in India. I they are written, but I guess the Kickstarter not available in India as of now. But other website like Indigo or these some others, you can try these other website like while you are like you want to crowdfunding, you need to apply. If you are applying for the crowdfunding, so you have these options also. And also every time you can check for the startup website. So basically startup government website is there. Yeah, this startup india government.in. So also you can get here so many schemes, startup schemes, even for the students also. So here you will find like lot of schemes related to startups. So you need to visit here. Like in this type of there are a lot of other websites are there related to these like this funding. And also this website is like helpful if you are planning to complete your prototype and you want to get fund. So this website will help you. There are a lot of other options like all about the raising funding. They have provided all the videos too. Somewhere also in the website you will find all the videos related to the funding process and also the financial expert advice, etc. So after this crowdfunding, if you get the funding, obviously you can go for the production purpose. So finally you will have to, once you like you got the funding, you will start for the assembly designing purpose, like the final production purpose you will make for the molding process. Uh, you will for like your CAD expert will start your designing for the final, and you can start designing for the mold. So basically mold is a costly option, but obviously for the bulk production it's the cheapest option for the bulk. So the Prathit, you were asking like how to reduce the cost of 3D printing. So basically, as of now, we know that mold is only the option, like the cheapest way for the bulk production. I guess for the 3D printing, we are not sure like you can get the cheapest option or not. Only the mold is option. Like once you will need to invest 1 2 lakh for simple design, maybe it can go higher, but it just for the once. So after once you have your mold, your production cost reduce like so many, like it may be 2 3 4 5 rupees if you are like having a simple product like a Wi-Fi relay control, something kind of Wi-Fi switch or some charger kind of things, right? So that cost around 1 2 rupees per cases. So mold like reduce the costing like too much. Okay, so once you done with the assembly drawing and the mold process, here automation, we start for the automation. Like we automate the process as possible as, like if you have the like if you got the funding, you can start your like you can contact to this automations companies who already work in the robotics field. Like they have the expertise in the robotics, or also you can also make your process by yourself, because you also are electronics company if you are. So you can uh, like automate your process by using some kind of robots there, and also like some softwares, using some softwares also. So you can automate your process as fluent as possible. So in the production purpose, you need to take care of these things, like there should be a bi-directional flow of the communication. Like the flow of the communication always matter, like information you are sending from like the designer team to the other customer team to the building team, maybe the mold part where you are like you have given the parts for the molding or the assembling, like where you are where the assembly is being done. So these all like there should be the communication flow, bi-directional flow. The information should be in the both way, right? So these all the things like Yeah, so this the process I have included from somewhere I found this thing. So basically, if you are not, obviously we are not all Apple like Apple companies, so we'll need to start from the basics, from the hardware designing. We need to start, but obviously if you like take care of the quality, all the things, you can reach to the like thousands of customers or to the lakhs of customers. So you need to start from the one, so from the beginning on, you can start, but if you will keep the quality better, then obviously you will go for the longer as possible, like for the 1 million too. So these all depend on your quality and your like how much product your the customers will like. Okay, yeah, the one more thing here important is never compromise with the quality, because like you can see some examples we have taken here, like 13 million consumers product injury treated in the emergency department, and 22% federal court cases were filed in the 2012, so related to the product liability. So basically these are some examples. So that is why we just suggest never compromise with the quality. Maybe your product can harm a lot, so the product, don't compromise with the quality. Yeah, there are certification basically. So in the certification, there are a lot kind of certificate is there, like for the especially for the electronics products. So you will see, you can get the list of these certification. Like you have seen somewhere, you might have seen like IEEE certificate, kind of ISO 2001, 001, 9001. So these are different kind of certificates that provide you the validation, like your product is like fireproof or the waterproof. These all the like proofs, or you can say the production you have like embedded in your product. So this certificate just shows that productions, like if we take the example of ISO, so here you will get a whole list of these ISO standards for the certificate. So you can get these certification and different like according to your product. So basically, as we can see, this ISO 14,000, obviously the 9001 that we like see on almost all the products. So these are the certification that required for like that maintain your product quality. For more depth, obviously you can read all these things. Okay, so let me just go on. So basically you will have to keep your goals fixed, like you are making your product, so what the things you can add by the time, and the your software updates, what the software you need to keep changing on the software according other software dependencies. Okay, so we have taken some references from these other websites. So I have mentioned all the things here, all these two websites here. Okay, guys, so hope you get some idea, at least some idea, like how we start from the prototype and go for the production. So this is the like the basic steps you can say to follow. And the next slide we will talk about these all things, embedded system things. We will talk about these embedded systems and IoT things, microcontrollers and its type, and available important brands in the world, whatever the available brands of these microcontrollers, we will talk about them, and the common differences about these microcontrollers. Then we will take some example of Arduino IDE for the board manager installation, like how many different controllers we can like control using Arduino IDE or some other kind of IDs like HTML IDE and IAR. Then we will talk about these registers, flash memory and RAM. What is the actual difference between these two? Like because these all the terms, like most of the electronics engineer don't know about these terms. And the clock. Okay, and ADC digitalization, like how the ADC works and how much ADC is like in the Arduino, different board have different kind of different ADC bits. So we will study about them and pin mapping of Arduino AVR, then serial ports and serial communication. We will talk about each baud rate, serial communication, and we will talk about some other different protocols in the depth here, like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, LoRa, and ESP now, etc. Okay, and then we will go we will talk about some syntax error or indentation comment line, like how like which comment line you should like how you to use comment lines, comment symbols. So then we will talk about compilers, like how you should read the errors and how to resolve the errors and how to debug a program. So these things we will explain in a depth, and the packages like of the PCB will we will go in the depth, and then the final thing like PCB 3D casing. We will also talk about some 3D printing, like for making a 3D casing, and then we will go for the programming, OTA programming. So OTA programming basically on the air programming. So we will talk about these all things in the next slide. So hope you guys, thanks for bearing with us. Hope maybe it may be useful for if you are thinking about to making any project. And also one more thing I want to tell you here, like any product, if you have idea, like all the team members, for the all team members, you can let us know your idea. We will help you to go or like from the beginning to the like production process. Okay, then thank you guys. So now I guess two questions were there only, so I just explained these two as per our knowledge. Okay then, so just we are stopping this. So hope you we will like see you in the next slide of this embedded system that will be purely based on embedded system.